So we need to care for volunteers, caretakers, and donors to really define what does advocacy mean for all of us. This definition also has to be functional so that we are able to communicate to people with which we're going to carry out advocacy.
En este momento es la que va a hacer el más.
This presentation will be the framework for our workshop today. So, for us, advocacy means to change the attitudes, actions, policies, and laws for the benefit of people that are affected by this problem, in this case, by multiple sclerosis. The goal is to have an influence on the structures and also those who have the power, the policy making power. So the objective is to change the laws and objectives for the people affected by this problem. And this is the framework that we will be using today. Next slide, please. So how can we start making advocacy in public policies? Thank you. We can see our slide now. So there are many ways to do this and many ways to start with. So we have here three different levels in which we normally start doing advocacy. First of all, I will talk about the macro level. This is the level where we make reference to large systems like public health systems, healthcare systems, and the policy making and law and legislation and legislators. This type of advocacy works on changing the political structures or international organization structures. And at this level, the goal is to change systemic changes in connection with the access to justice. Nevertheless, this is not the only type of advocacy. This is the ultimate goal of advocacy, what we would all like to do. Nevertheless, many of our organizations are focused on the meso level that relates to having an influence or making advocacy related to the directly to the communities that are closer to us, to the committees, and that represents the interest of the group we are representing within the communities or groups. In the case of a patient's organization with MS, we can talk about a meso space in the hospitals, at the hospital level where they receive treatment or medical attention. And we would like to have an influence on the scientific committee at the scientific committee level, or to have a space where expert voices are heard or the patients of MS voices are heard, and also the board of these hospitals or series of hospitals. That is the meso level of advocacy. And we also have the micro level. That is the last we mentioned, but not the less important. And what I mean by this is that this work will have an influence directly on the patient with MS. This type of advocacy relates to the relationship that we have directly with MS patients. For instance, with their physicians, therapists, employers, or with any other microsystem like their family, for instance. So we may have information on how to communicate better with the person that suffers MS. We can work on a campaign, an awareness campaign of MS and other examples. What's important here is to be very clear. It doesn't matter the level in which we are trying to make advocacy. It is important to know that for each of these levels, we need to do an analysis of the situation that we have right now and that we would like to change, and where would we like to take this situation. That is to say, having an action with a very clear strategy, with very clear deadlines, and during the implementation thereof, to have monitoring and control strategies to let us know if we are in the good direction, a good path. Thank you.